So MR spectroscopy is what, it's a terrible word that no one truly understands, but it's something called what we like to call actually the virtual biopsy. So what we do is we use standard MRI scanners that are available across all locations, and we modify it a little bit so that we can measure the chemistry in the brain rather than just take pictures of the brain. And the changes in chemistry, as you can imagine, occur after brain injury. And so whether it be severe brain injury, where we can actually predict outcome after the insult, or in looking at repetitive brain injury in our NFL players, we're seeing changes even down to the subconcussive level, where we see in soccer players with no history of concussion, but have a history of heading the soccer ball. I think probably the most interesting one is one called N-acetylaspartate. Again, it's not one of those household terms, but it's a chemical that's produced in brain cells. And so the concentration or level of the NAA is going to be directly proportional to the number of functioning brain cells you have. So you can imagine the insight that this provides neurologists and radiologists an idea of getting a non-invasive measure of how well your brain is functioning, how many brain cells you have that are working is really quite amazing. And I think that's where the application in brain injury really is excellent. We also have other chemicals that we look at, like for example, like glutathione, which is a antioxidant that is directly related to neuroinflammation. And we have a number of other these different chemicals that are going to be very relevant, we think, to brain injury based on the changes that occur. I think the primary ones that we think are going to be influential that are also shown in other studies that changes in the menstrual cycle with gamma-aminobutyric acid and glutamate. The first one is an inhibitory neurotransmitter. Glutamate is an excitatory neurotransmitter. So these are the key brain neurotransmitters that are used for thinking, and those change depending on what phase of the menstrual cycle you're in. So at what time you get injured, you can certainly have a different impact at different stages. And this will help us, I think, better understand why women have longer recovery times, why the symptoms are worse, because we think those changes in brain chemistry will help us understand those. The best thing about being at a PINKconcussion conference, I think, besides working with wonderful people and getting just an incredible group of people that have been come together and learn a lot about it. I think for me, it's a selfish reason. I've been studying brain injury in NFL football players and soccer players, rugby players, all male dominated. I have two little girls, and one's a aspiring gymnast, the other is a figure skater, and to me, to be able to give back to them and understand what's going on, if God forbid they ever have a brain injury, is probably the most rewarding experience as well.